When you look at Israel's relationship, you said Hezbollah has acted with restraint. Iran, to a degree, has acted with restraint. That's
huge restraint.
That's a debate, right? Because you have, on the one hand, you have the axis of resistance, where there are all sorts of attacks that are growing in the Red Sea with the Houthis and others in Syria and Iraq. On the other hand, when Israel killed a senior Iranian official in Syria, a lot of people were concerned this was going to lead to an all-out war between Israel and Iran. That hasn't happened. When the Israelis assassinated the Hamas political leader in Tehran, so far at least, we haven't seen an Iranian response, unless I'm missing one.
No, you see, Iran has reserved the right to respond at the time of its choosing, and we haven't given up that right. It is there, and we will choose the time to respond, because that's our right. Self-defense is the right that.
So you're saying a response will come, is what you were saying?
It may come at the time of our choosing. However, we have exercised a great deal of restraint. Our response to the killing of our people in Syria, the hitting of our embassy in Syria, was seriously restrained, severely restrained, because we knew that Israel was trapped in a box of its own making, and it wanted to get out by expanding the war and dragging the United States and Iran into this war. And we thought that was not prudent. And I think on that we agreed with the United States and the rest of the international community, and that is why we exercise a lot of restraint. Now, the restraint after the assassination of the late martyr Ismael Haniyeh,
the political leader of Hamas, who was living in Qatar.
Who was living in Qatar, came to Iran on the inauguration of for the inauguration of our president. And now look at it. Anytime Iran had an opportunity to engage with the international community, Israel made sure to block it. Whether it was JCPOA, whether it was Iraq.
The Iranian nuclear deal.
You remember?
Yep.
Israelis, Netanyahu has said in his book that his first priority was to kill the deal. A deal that would have...
he came to Congress and said that, absolutely.
Yeah, he said that. He said that all along. Okay. And that deal ostensibly prevented Iran from building a nuclear weapon that he's screaming about. We never wanted to build a nuclear weapon, and that is why I argue that...
And the Iranians are much closer to that weapon today.
Because of Trump.
Because he unilaterally pulled out of the Iranian nuclear deal.
If we ever wanted to build a nuclear weapon, we would be very close to it today. Now, I think this time again, when Iran, with the new president, was opening a greater possibility for accommodation, for cooperation.
By the way, a new president who has said that he wants to have better relations with the United States.
With the rest of the world.
Including, but specifically he's mentioned the United States.
He said that he wants to at least de-escalate the situation with the United States.
And that is part of in principle, right? That's what your government now wants to do going forward.
Yeah, yes. But then they killed Haniyeh on his inauguration day in order to block that. They've done that in the past. You remember when Biden was elected as president, Israel increased its operations in Iran, killing one of our nuclear scientists. So they thrive on tension, on conflict. And we will not provide it to them, but that doesn't mean that we will fail to defend our territory, fail to defend our people, and fail to defend our guests.
So that helps to explain the restraint that the Iranians are presently showing.
We see the plot. We see the plan, and we don't want to fall into that plot and fall into that trap. But that doesn't mean that we will come short of defending our territory.